to one and all. So it's a privilege to have Ms. Sita Pallacholla, CEO of VHub, a very young and dynamic lady with a motto to make more and more women entrepreneurs out of the women, girls of Telangana. A big kudos to her. And it was difficult. And in her mission, she's been constantly traveling. So I think now I started loving your PA Jyotsna, for making this happen, and you're here. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time. And I welcome Mr. Waliullah Sahab, our chairman, sir. And the one point that I want all of you to learn is today, for the first time, he came 10 minutes late, and he was so apologetic about that. I hope all my students learn this one point, take this one point from him and take it forward in your lives. And I welcome Mr. Zafar Javeed Sahab, our secretary, the pillar behind all of us, who supports the pillar behind all these institutions and supports us in whatever we do and the endeavors that we take up. The entire force behind is our secretary Sahab. I welcome Dr. Mir Akbar Khan Sahab, Treasurer of Sultan-ul-Uloom Education Society and also Chairman, Governing Council of Sultan-ul-Uloom College of Pharmacy. So, sir is not new to any one of you. All of us also fail to answer his questions. Sometimes even sir fails me too, because the questions he puts, even I will not have answers. So I have to refer and come back and answer, but next time the questions will change. So my viva was constantly over the years had been changing. Thank you, sir. And I welcome our young, new Joint Secretary, Mr. Zafar Javeed. So we all have to congratulate him to become the Joint Secretary of the Sultan-ul-Uloom Education Society to take the torch forward into the future centuries, and probably when your children come, also he'll be taking the torch of Sultan-ul-Uloom ahead. I welcome our board members, Mr. Ibrahim Ali Siddiqui Sahab. Thank you, sir, and Mr. Akhil Ahmed Sahab. So all these members were, to tell you all, they were all on time, more than my students. And I welcome Mr. Fayak Ahmed, member of Sultan-ul-Uloom Education Society. Thank you all the lady and all the gentlemen for making this very auspicious for all of us. And I welcome the principals of the constituent institutions, all the faculty members, the HODs on the stage, and all those young faculty members who have enthusiastically taken this forward. A special mention of Mr. Pharm. And I also welcome our CEO of SU Knowledge Hub Foundation, Mr. Mukhi. And indeed, it's a great day for all of us, more enthusiastic for all the passing out graduates. And I congratulate all my students and their parents who are here. So we all have a lot of, I don't say hopes, we all are looking forward for your successes in future. And come back to us time and again and motivate your juniors here and also make us proud. Like yesterday, they were doing that recording. My current final year said, "Ma'am, keep saying you come back and make us feel proud with your successes." So I'm repeating, the final year girls told me this. I'm repeating your line. Please come back. Please keep coming back to us and let us know where we have reached in life, and so that it will make us all very, very happy. And thank you one and all. And once again, I welcome all the dignitaries and all the students, passing out students and the parents. And last but not the least, I should mention, thank you all the final years for doing all this, making all these arrangements. And next year, we'll shift the roles. You'll be graduating, and your juniors now in the crowd will be doing these honors for you. And thanks all the press for joining us. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm and inspiring words. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to have with us today our chief guest, Ms. Sita Pallacholla, CEO, VHub, Government of Telangana. Sita Pallacholla is a computer science engineer deeply passionate about technology, community building, and entrepreneurship. With a career spanning over 15 years, she has worked with entrepreneurial ecosystems as the CEO of VHub in 2024. She has launched several ventures, managed significant VC portfolios, liaised with multiple state and national governments like India, Singapore, Thailand, and Indonesia. During her 6-year stint in Singapore, Sita ji played a pivotal role in the growth of numerous women-led businesses. On her return to India in 2015, Sita ji embarked on her most ambitious venture yet, founding the Angel Summit, a national level platform headquartered at Hyderabad, aimed at uniting leaders and change makers to address pressing issues concerning women worldwide. Through this initiative, she has fostered collaboration and driven advocacy for women's empowerment. With a robust technical foundation and keen business acumen, Sita ji seemingly bridges the gap between technology and entrepreneurship, leveraging innovation to drive meaningful change through an empathetic approach. In her capacity as CEO, she aims for VHub to be a driving force in the realms of entrepreneurship and social impact, both urban and rural, inspiring change and making a lasting impact in communities worldwide.
Anupama ma'am. She's truly inspiring and the sweetest, really, always with a smile on her face, and she ensures all of you get the best platforms to explore, best exposure, and she's uh, very perseverant, right? So, a very good afternoon. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as you all step into a world that is ever changing, filled with both challenges and opportunities. Today, as you graduate from the Sultan-ul-Uloom College of Pharmacy, you're not just receiving a degree, you are embarking on a journey that will require you to not only be experts in the field of pharma, but also courageous leaders and compassionate human beings. As I stand here, I reflect on the world you are entering, the world that, in just a few short years, has been transformed by a global pandemic. COVID 19 has reshaped the way we live, work, and think. It has redefined the very fabric of healthcare, emphasizing how crucial your work as pharma professionals will be. The world needs you now more than ever, not just as scientists or technicians, but as innovators, leaders, and problem solvers. You're not only stepping into the pharmaceutical world, you are stepping into a world where your contributions can directly impact lives, healing not just bodies, but communities. First, I'd like to leave you with a few thoughts and leadership lessons that I've learned in my journey. Be bold in your vision. Leadership requires a vision, the courage to see the world as it could be, not just as it is. COVID has shown us the power of human resilience and innovation. In the face of fear, we saw people come together to create vaccines, treatments, and protocols that saved millions of lives. This is a testimony to the power of a visionary leader who dares to think differently and act with urgency. Second, and my most important and my most favorite lesson to everybody, and one that I will continue to take with me wherever my journey takes me, embrace failure as a part of success. In the journey of life and leadership, failure is not something to fear, it is something to learn from. The pharmaceutical industry has seen its fair share of setbacks, failed clinical trials, delays in drug development, unexpected hurdles in distribution. But each failure is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. The greatest leaders in any field are those who turn setbacks into stepping stones. Third, also very important, Please lead with empathy. The world that we live in needs more kindness and needs us to be empaths more than anything else. Leadership is not just about making decisions, but also understanding the people around you. As the future leaders, you will be working with individuals from diverse backgrounds, patients, doctors, teams, governments. The most effective leaders always listen. They show compassion. They lead with empathy, understanding that behind every prescription, every treatment, and every breakthrough, there is a person who needs care, support, and understanding. As the CEO of a government organization supporting women entrepreneurs, I must also emphasize the importance of empowerment and inclusion. The future of leadership will be shaped by those who embrace diversity. And I'm very happy to see so many female students here, right? I think more than the boys, ma'am. 75%, music to my ears. So a big applause to the college. So today, as you stand at the threshold of your future, I urge you to be fearless, both with your mind and your heart. The world needs you, not just as professionals, but as leaders who will shape the future of healthcare, of society, and of humanity itself. Congratulations to each one of you, and may your journey be one of continuous learning, growth, and above all, positive impact. Thank you so much. Yes. So I thought they shared so much about VHub. I didn't know if I should. So if I may take 2 minutes of your time, you must be wondering what is this government organization and who is Sita and what is VHub do. Some of you I know who've been student ambassadors in our programs. So VHub is India's first state-led accelerator to support women entrepreneurs. Now, what does that mean? You could be from a district, you could be from a city. We help you take your idea to IPO. You could be 18 years old or 80 years old. We support you with your ideas, right? So, in a nutshell, we are a government organization led by the state government of Telangana. We come under the IT and Industries Department, and we support both urban women innovators and rural women innovators, including self-help groups and all of that. So as a part of our Urban Innovator program, we have multiple programs that cater to women innovators. You could be homepreneurs, you could be a student with an idea, you could be at a growth stage, you could be raising capital. And we have different programs and different structured interventions that will help you reach your goals. So I know that you've been active participants, and Anupama ma'am has been a big cheerleader and ambassador for our programs. And thank you, sir. Zafar Javeed sir, too. He's always so encouraging whenever I come here. So thank you for building an institution. Your educational society is one to look up to and truly inspirational. And your faculty is truly, truly inspiring with all the continuous work that you do. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm happy to chat with you offline. If you want to check us out, then you check us out on our email and website, and Anupama ma'am will have more details. Thank you so much. Thank you.
To this Senate, the graduating students who have been certified to be qualified pharmacists by the Jawaharlal Nehru Technology University, Akbar. Mr. Zafar Javeed, and I request you to administer the oath of administration to these students.
I swear by the Code of Ethics of Pharmacy Council of India in relation to the community and shall act as an integral part of healthcare team. I shall uphold the laws and standards governing my profession. I shall strive to perfect and enlarge my knowledge to contribute to the advancement of pharmacy and public health. I shall follow the system which I consider best for pharmacy care and counseling of patients. I shall endeavor to discover and manufacture drugs of quality and alleviate the sufferings of humanity. I shall uphold in confidence the knowledge gained about the patients in connection with my professional practice and never divulge unless compelled to do so by the law. I shall associate with organizations having their objectives for betterment of the profession of pharmacy and make contribution to carry out the work of those organizations while I continue to keep this oath unviolated. May it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of pharmacy, respected by all at all times. Should I trespass and violate this oath, may be reversed by my lot. Thank you. Congratulations.
you.